Greetings, everyone. How are y'all doing tonight? Excellent, excellent. As my brother Anon said, my name is baiyewu. I am the Urban Agriculture Director for the City of Atlanta. I have been working in urban agriculture and food system spaces for over a decade, primarily in the Atlanta area, but also in other places throughout the country. I am housed in the Mayor's Office of Sustainability and Resilience. Sorry, playing around with my slides here. We'll figure this out. In the Office of Sustainability and Resilience, and I lead a team called the Urban Agriculture and Food Systems Team, also known as Aglanta. So you may have seen things like Aglanta Grown, Aglanta Eats, things of that nature. So it's an honor to be here today. When I received this invitation and heard it was about dreams and things of that nature, I was like, wow, I can talk about a lot of different things. But I ended up writing some things down because I wanted to stay focused and tight and hopefully, take you on a journey here. I'm definitely paying attention to everybody in here, but just bear with me as I read through these again, just wanted to stay focused. So, I hope after hearing my words, you continue to reflect on the topic of food, joy, justice, food security, health, resilience, economics, food justice, food apartheid and redlining, economics, and so on and so on. Question you should also ask yourself is, what am I or what are we going to do about it? You can reach me and my team at atlanta@atlantagA.org, so that's AGLANTA at atlantagA.org. You can figure out ways to connect with us in our work, as well as with people locally, regionally, and nationally who are creating change throughout the country and the world. In preparation for today, I worked on how I would move the crowd, right? So my brother Anon is an MC, he's a griot, things of that nature. So I was like, okay, how can I get people hyped today? How can I get people going? Am I gonna channel my Black Thought freestyle, my LA Leakers Common Sense freestyle? Am I gonna, channel Jordan Peele and Danielle Deadweiler and Bomani Jones, get my Fela Kuti on? I don't know what's about to happen. I just know I wrote some things down, but I hope the experience is good for you. We could call it maybe a mixture of pounded yam, egusi, gumbo, okra stew, and a veggie patty type of thing. Before I get into it, I want to do a grounding and acknowledgement. This is our way of kind of practicing equity and visible articulation. I do want to say, as far as when we talk about grounding and acknowledgements, that it's a great way to honor, and at the same time, there's action that is needed as well. Grounding and acknowledgement has become something that's become quite popularized. And we definitely respect that and honor that, because it's great to speak about the ancestors, speak about the history, and also talk about the future. And please always keep in mind that action is really where it's at. So, I'm going to acknowledge the land, territories, practices, and cultures of the indigenous peoples, forcibly and fatally removed First Nations, Muskogee, Creek people, the people of the African diaspora who were enslaved and horrifically and unjustly brought here to toil the soils and build this area and economy, and the countless migrants and immigrants who represent the majority of the laborers in our current agricultural system. We uplift all people of the global majority, AKA Black, Indigenous, and other people of color, BIPOC, as well as other individuals, groups, populations, and cultures that continue to show up, show out, represent, and create just, equitable, inclusive, and anti-racist communities. For all of us, here in Atlanta and beyond. Much respect and gratitude and support to all humankind, all living beings, and the intersecting, overlapping social identities and factors, such as gender, identity, caste, sexual orientation, race, class, religion, disability, physical appearance, and height. So let's go. Show of hands, who ate today? Please raise your hand. Good stuff. Who ate something that they really wanted to eat? As in you said, I want to eat this, and I'm going to eat this. Please raise your hand. All right, excellent, appreciate that. So, for me, it was kind of like, I'm gonna make Brussels sprouts and sweet potatoes because that's kind of the family hit. I'm gonna do some sauteed mushrooms because that's just for me. Nobody else in the house likes it but myself. I'm gonna eat a salad that I harvested some leafy greens from the garden on the side of the house. And then on the way here, I may pick up some French fries, right? And I didn't pick up the French fries, but afterwards I may pick up some French fries tonight because I like French fries. So what I'm talking about is the power of choice, right? This is an example of freedom realized. So Atlanta is here to uplift those who work and participate with their hands in the soil. We're in tune with those who are in tune with the earth, Gaia, Aya, as well as those of us who are consumers of this abundant food system. Addressing food security requires food systems view, starting with soil health, production, and going through the stages, ending with food waste diversion. So that includes food recovery as well as composting. Cycling that again, repeatedly. All who desire engagement and participation are welcome. Desire is very important here. It touches on agency, moving beyond food access and food security to food justice and food sovereignty. Cultural relevancy also is key. Speaking about cultural relevance, is anybody familiar with a soup called borscht? Anybody? Yep, okay, see some nods, right? So, borscht is a soup common in Eastern Europe, Northern Asia. It can be served either hot or cold. It's often started with a beet base. So why is that important? It's important because it's an example of how we want to acknowledge history, we want to acknowledge culture, we want to acknowledge relevance. When we talk about the access, we're talking about how do we get the ingredients to make the borscht, right? So, we can go to my garden perhaps and get some beets in the right season. We can go to a farmer's market. We can go to a local retail store, grocery store, things of that nature. So that's the access part of it. The agency, though, is about if and when and how often I want to actually make the soup, right? Isn't that what we all want? Not just access to things, but actually the opportunity to decide on if and when and how often we want to make the things that we're making, eat the things that we're eating, see the representation of all the people in this room, as well as culture. So when we think about access, access is a starting point in some ways. We really want to get to agency. We really want to get to sovereignty. We really want to get to justice. We really want to get to agency. So what do we know? We the people have the desire to create that reality for ourselves. Are you in support of this? Are you working on this? Are you doing so with those who desire more autonomy and food sovereignty? Those who are experiencing higher levels of systemic barriers that are systemically presented in ways that can feel like a Tetris maze for health and wellness. Can you imagine having to, go file for an apartment and then get on a train to go to your job and wait on the bus then to go drop off the kids at school or to get yourself there? It's like Tetris. That's very stressful. When you think about the things that are really affecting people's health, it's stress. Food is a part of that as well. One of the programs that I've been honored to be a part of was Fresh Market Market. Fresh Market Market, is a market space that is at public transit stations and MARTA stations and things of that nature. Actually meeting people where they are, getting the food to folks in that way. There are other programs like that. Farmers markets are helpful, retail stores are helpful. But again, these are the things that we should be thinking about. We want places where currency can be exchanged, where there is commerce to receive nutritious, delicious, and affordable produce. Agricultural products, including flowers. The flowers are for beauty, yes. The flowers are also for pollinators. 1 in every 3 bites of food that you eat comes through pollination. Did you know that? So we need the bees, we need the butterflies, we need the birds, we need other animals, other beings, the wind, that create pollination so that we can actually eat. So when we talk about not spraying the herbicides, the pesticides, things of that nature, we're literally doing that for life. We want community-rooted solutions for food waste diversion, in addition to exploration of municipal partnerships. As you heard, I work for the city of Atlanta, so we're looking into these things. A community composting plan that is created with local community experts, that's y'all, as well as experienced practitioners and leaders, and always those who are interested in learning more and getting started. In Atlanta, 40% of the food waste comes from residential spaces. Another 25% comes from restaurants and catering. I'm not saying that to get down on folks. I'm saying, are we reimagining our food system? Are we thinking about ways? Have we learned anything through COVID? Have we learned anything through all these other things that have happened in the past couple of years that can actually get us to a more equitable, just food system? We need more self-awareness. Good intentions can also cause harm when not grounded in, informed by, and used to elevate the voices and experiences of the people most affected by the issues. I'm going to repeat that one. We need more self-awareness. Good intentions can also cause harm when not grounded in, informed by, and used to elevate the voices and experiences of people most affected by the issues. I dream and work in an area where the creation of space, where the individuals and communities most impacted by what we eat and how we're eating, hello climate change, are not only asked for their ideas via surveys and other data gathering activities, but that those communities and individuals are funded. Those individuals are funded and become the recipients of reparative resource reallocation, the shifting and relinquishing of power from individuals, private and public institutions, and other organizations who have participated and or benefited from unjust and inequitable practices that have created the imbalanced system that we all exist in. Often, those inequitable systems have negated, attacked, and attempted to discredit the practices that have been presented in indigenous, ancestral, traditional, and other quote-unquote old ways spaces. Places and spaces that predate the language of climate-smart agriculture, regenerative agriculture, sustainable agriculture. This is not new. We've been doing this. Food intertwines and intersects with everything. It should be prioritized in a way that addresses and improves health disparities, advancing health equity and justice, and also it should bring joy. We should be happy. So, how can we be environmental justice forward and equity centered, as a Chief Sustainability Officer of the City of Atlanta, Chandra Farley says? That's my question. The city's urban agriculture and food systems team focuses on cultivating a more resilient, equitable, inclusive, just, and accessible food system for all of Atlanta. When I say Atlanta, I don't just mean the city of Atlanta. Our food is a regional reality, right? So the metro area, though I say Atlanta. We approach our work in areas of permits, plans, policies, programs, and partnerships. I talk about pollination. Our city is a bee city, so we have the guidance and experience and a network of full-time, part-time, professional, and community leaders in this area. We're preparing to reinvigorate that in 2023. The shocks, disruptors, and disparities that we all experience, and many are still experiencing, can be mitigated for the future with a holistic urban agriculture and food system strategy and plan. Again, we'll be launching this in 2023. We hope to have you involved. We have a food access goal that at least 85% of residents that live within should live within a half a mile of fresh, affordable food. Part of how we'll actually actualize this is more intentional partnering with other resource provider organizations, retail food spaces, grocers, stores, farmers, community, faith-based institutions, schools, businesses, nonprofits, to ensure resources for existing businesses are known and accessible, and also for anybody who's interested in becoming a part of the food system through retail, business, production, etc., that we're creating resources that y'all can help co-create and develop. 2023 is identified as the year of the youth in Atlanta. We aim to do that truthfully. We want to say that the children are well. Well, for urban agriculture and food systems work, we'll continue to be more collaborative and partner and co-create, because healthy food is a type of fuel that intersects with education. We know that our children, to present informative science fair projects, they also have to have healthy food within their system to be able to do that. Nutrition security is not a statistic that we want to be in, where we have 1 in 8 Georgia youth that are also food insecure. So in closing, my dream and the work that all of us may have or reach is that all of us who are impacted by, working in, and contributing to the creation of a just food system are victorious. That the work of Atlanta and urban agriculture and food systems minimizes harm, stimulates growth, achieves equitable abundance for residents, businesses, and visitors, and is of positive impact to everyone who hears this and can feel it. Is the system broken? It depends on where you stand or where you sit, and that may inform your perspective. There is a global reawakening occurring. It's happening. I know it's happening. I see it. I talk to y'all. I'm in the community. Y'all reach out to us. Y'all reach out to other people. I'm not doing this work by myself. There are other people who do the work of urban agriculture and food systems that don't work for the city of Atlanta or any space like that. The work starts in the community. How we respond, though, is going to determine how and if we improve our collective outcomes and opportunity to chew, taste, digest, absorb, see, smell, touch, and hear the goodness needed to fully be alive. No one is free until we're all free. Thank you.